Okay, what's going on, everybody? Guitar Skills, and I am going to talk a little bit about the ghosts thing. I got a couple notes written down about what I saw in the live stream of it, and kind of continue the discussion about shotguns, because as you will see in this gameplay, there are two games here, because I got a lot to talk about, and all 100% Spaz 12, which is my favorite gun from Modern Warfare 2 to just run around with mindlessly. But enough about that for now. Let's go to ghosts. The first thing I would like to say is strike packages. I really hate that those are brought back. The support, hate it. Specialist is what I pretty much only used in Modern Warfare 3 because Assault was worthless in that game. But they didn't really explain how Specialist works in this game, so I can't really say anything about it on this one. Hopefully the AC-130 is brought back as far as Assault kill streaks go, because that was my favorite kill streak by far. So I'm really skeptical about that, just because I just don't like how support streaks work, where, you know, if you can keep dying continually, and still get streaks, which they say that they aren't lethal, but still you're rewarding players who aren't. I guess they can still be doing stuff, but it's just I don't feel like they're really earning their streaks, is what I'm trying to say there. Speaking of that, there are no more death streaks, which was a good move, I think. Dead Man's Hand and Final Stand obviously were very annoying, along with Painkiller back in this game, Modern Warfare 2. Which there was no reason to use anything besides Final Stand or Painkiller in this one, much like there was no reason to use anything but Final Stand in Modern Warfare 3. But anyway, they're gone. That is awesome. They said that they got 7 new game modes. That's interesting, but they're all just twists on already game modes. Like Search and Rescue was like a mixture between Kill Confirmed and Search and Destroy, where when you kill somebody, if a teammate picks up their tag, then they will be brought back. But if you pick up their tag, then they're eliminated. That one's interesting to me. I will definitely be checking that one out. They showed off Cranked, which is TDM, and every time you get a kill, you like move faster, you reload faster, aim faster, and walk. I don't know. It just seemed really frantic, and it seems kind of stupid to me. And if you time limit goes down on you, then you will explode, which is kind of interesting there. They said they introduced 20 plus new kill streaks. Now, how useful any of them will be, nobody knows. I think most people will pretty much stick with what they know, so nothing really to say much there. They said there was a new co-op mode, which I wanted to know more about, but they didn't go in detail about. So hopefully they shed more light on that sometime soon. One thing, you can customize your soldier. And they actually have female soldiers now, which is odd. Not because, you know, females don't belong in there or anything, but because typically females are going to be smaller figures than the males. So are their hitboxes going to be smaller too? That is kind of a worry. Because if they are smaller, then there's no reason to use anybody but the female soldiers, because you have a less chance of getting hit, no matter how minuscule it might be. It's still enough that can make a difference. But they said you could have up to 10 soldiers saved and prestige each of them once, and that equals 10 prestiges. But you keep everything for that character, and they each have their different unlocks. It sounds way overly complicated than it needs to be. And I don't know, I don't see myself using more than 1, maybe 2 soldiers. I don't see a point in that. But maybe when it comes out, my mind will change on that. I don't know. Destructible environments are back. Or not back. They're actually for the first time in Call of Duty. But they didn't really show how much destructible it was. Now they showed a lot of interactive things, like you hit a bus with a rocket, and the bus actually fell off the cliffside, and the person who was in it would die. That stuff is interesting, but will be highly annoying to a lot of people. I can already see that being something really annoying that nobody is going to like, except for maybe the first week that it's out. Now they showed like a C4 on the wall and it blew the wall out, so maybe everything is going to be destructible. Sorry about that. I really doubt that, but if it is, it'll be interesting to play some of the maps, taking it more to a Battlefield level. Hopefully that doesn't mean that the maps are going to be expanded too much. Like, I can get a little bit bigger maps, that's fine, because the maps seem to get smaller and smaller every year, so it wouldn't hurt to just make them a little bit bigger. But hopefully they're just not, I just hope they're not too big, because I really don't like the big maps. That's one thing that I think Call of Duty has over Battlefield, is that they have the smaller, more action-packed maps, even though it's like 6v6 instead of 16 versus 16 or 32 versus 32, whichever you're playing on. So hopefully the maps are still tailored toward Call of Duty and not more towards the Battlefield route. Now, one thing that I'm really worried about is the sniper rifles. When you scope in, now it's like basically like you're looking through an ACOG scope, where you can see around the scope when you scope in. So now snipers will have a better advantage with their normal scope that they didn't have previously. So they can still zoom in really well and see in their peripheral vision, and like see anybody who might be coming up from the side to take them out. And while that's probably not going to be too bad because there isn't really that huge of a community of snipers, sniper rifles are still one-shot kill weapons, and they are still really annoying to get killed by. So that could just add to it. Then speaking of that, they added a new weapon class, which is marksman rifles, which is a hybrid assault rifle sniper where you can put a scope on it, or you can take a scope off of it. And I don't see any point to use anything but those if you have a trigger finger, because they're basically they're either semi-auto snipers or semi-auto assault rifles, whichever you want them to be. And why not use the semi-auto assault rifle version and take everybody out in what is most likely going to be 2 shots? That seems like a problem. I don't know who was asking for these. I mean, they could have just used the sniper rifles and did what they did with the Ballista on Black Ops 2, gave it an iron sight, but it's its own class. It'll be interesting to see how that fares compared to the rest, like assault rifles. Will people even use assault rifles? People hardly use assault rifles in Black Ops 2. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I don't see it going very well, though, and that's just my opinion. Now, they introduced the squads thing, which I kind of zoned out on. I'm not going to lie to you, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But, basically you get your squads together, and you have, like, a scale war between maps with other... Or never mind, wait, that's the clan thing. I don't even... You know what? I don't even know what squads was. I completely zoned out, apparently. But yeah, they had a clan thing where, they had different clans that you could just go right in and challenge. Clans have their own playlist now. Will they actually use their own playlist? Some people will, but most people just want to go with their clan into a public match and just stomp on everybody. That's just how people are, so I don't see that one being played too much. One thing that I was really impressed about was the sound changing depending on where you're at in the map. Like if you were in a metal building, it would sound different than if you were outside, and it would sound different if you were, you know, in like a wooded building or something. So that was kind of cool to me. The gunshots didn't sound too impressive themselves, but it was impressive that they can change it based on your location. That was kind of awesome. The mantling and the slide and the lean, that stuff, the mantling is awesome. I am glad that they finally did that, where it's just smooth, quick, hop right over, gun still out and everything. That is awesome. The lean, I don't think much people are going to use that. Some probably might. The slide, people are just going to be... I can already see it, especially the first day. People are going to be sliding around like it's an ice skating rink or something. And unless it's dedicated servers, that is probably going to cause a lot of lag problems in where people are compared to where they actually are, and people killing you when you can't see them because they slid through really quick and just pop, 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 you're dead. So, hopefully that's not the case, but the slide looks pretty painful. And another thing, the last thing right here, stats carrying over between the generations of consoles. That is awesome. So if you get a PS4, for example, then if you got the game for PS3, your stats will carry over to the PS4. If you wanted to get the game again, same for the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. So that is a very good thing. And real quick, as you've seen, that's enough about Ghosts. Aside from that, actually, hold on. I am more interested in it now than I was before. And that is a good thing on them, but there are still issues that I think need to be addressed in it before anybody, like, should really get behind it. Like, as more information comes out, that'll be great. But for now, I'm interested in it still. I will probably end up getting it, but for now, I'm honestly not sure. I don't have it pre-ordered or anything yet, but we will see as time moves along. Now, as for the shotguns, again, previous games, these on this game, shotguns were secondaries, and I keep saying that they are better than any primary shotgun in any game that came after it. And based off these two games, I think that proves it pretty well. So, yeah, let me know what you think. That is my thoughts on Ghosts. I know it was kind of all over the place, but just let me know what you think about that, the gameplay, the shotguns, whatever you want. And I shall talk to you later. Bye-bye.